Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. It is $5 Monday, WWE Monday Night Raw tonight. It's going to be a good show, everybody. We're on the road to WrestleMania. As far as I can tell, there's not going to be Brock Lesnar as a part of the show, so we'll have to see what the main angle is going to be going on. But, I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff going down. Already today, we had leaked by WWE.com as well as the Twitter. I'm not sure who they give the credit to for posting the first tweet, getting it out there. But Hillbilly Jim is going to be going into the WWE Hall of Fame. I can honestly say that this year I already went pretty hard after Ivory being the woman inducted into the Hall of Fame class of WrestleMania 34. Basically saying that I don't understand why it is not China. Every year, the WWE basically puts in, I guess you can say they put a main eventer in. They put a tag team in. They put a woman in. They normally put a deceased wrestler. They put a really good character wrestler in each and every year that maybe didn't achieve, the best achievements. They were never WWE champion. They probably weren't even Intercontinental champion. They were just there. They were on the card, but you knew if they came out, they were going to hype up a crowd, and people were going to be glad that they went to go see WWE action. And this guy was a part of the card. This year, Hillbilly Jim's going to be going in. He's going to be this year's Coco Beware. He's going to be this year's Godfather. It is what it is. I'm sure that, each and every year somebody goes into the Hall of Fame and somebody makes a video saying, this is the guy that is going to kill the Hall of Fame gimmick, and it's not going to make sense. Hillbilly Jim is a legendary wrestler. I can tell you honestly, we can sit here and talk for days about Little Beaver and WrestleMania 3. The match was King Kong Bundy and two midgets going up against Hillbilly Jim and two midgets of his own. I honestly don't know what set up this match. I've only seen the match itself. Where basically King Kong Bundy, I guess this was under mixed tag rules, where, Hillbilly Jim was supposed to fight King Kong Bundy, and anytime the midgets were tagged into the ring, the midgets were forced to tag each other. But one thing led to another. King Kong Bundy ended up squishing Little Beaver, and that was just about all she wrote from that one, and that was at WrestleMania 3. Other than that, I know that Hillbilly Jim was part of Legends House. I know that Hillbilly Jim was on the Rockin' Wrestling Hulkamania cartoon from the early 80s. Part of the golden era of wrestling, part of, Hulk Hogan's gang that went around and fixing the things that, like, Roddy Piper would mess up. And, he was the good guy. I'm sure he was on a lot of cards. Right now, I can honestly tell you that I'm sure he was a part of WrestleMania. He was probably a part of WrestleMania 2 as well. And I can't think of anything he ever did. I can remember when Hillbilly Jim brought back the Godwins and was their manager for a little bit. But that's just about it. I mean, I can't honestly think of anything. I can think he was on Hulk Hogan's Survivor Series team. I think the first Survivor Series, it was Hogan, Hillbilly Jim, Don Morocco might have been on that team, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, and Bam Bam Bigelow, I think, was the team that went up against Andre the Giant, One Man Gang, King Kong Bundy. And I can't think of who the other two big guys that would have been on that team to round it out. But, dang, I really can't remember. I don't know. I mean, Hillbilly Jim is one hell of a character. I mean, I can picture him in the hillbilly outfit. I can picture him with the hat, coming out, doing his little line dance and all that. But I'm okay calling the guy a legend. It's just kind of weird to call the guy a Hall of Famer. That being said, if you go back and look at my tweets from, when Legends House was on TV, on the WWE Network, when, the episodes were being streamed for the first time, I know a lot of times in those videos, you go back and watch them, Hillbilly Jim is one of the guys from that crew of guys that I have never got a chance to meet. And I think it'd be cool to get a picture with Hillbilly Jim. I know that once he left wrestling, he he went into the world of being a DJ. I'm guessing that he plays country music on his radio station, wherever it would be, but he might play old school classic rock or something like that, and I'm sure that he's good at what he does. WWF Magazine, as well as I'm sure WWE Magazine, WWE.com has probably done articles when they do the whole Where Are They Now segment. So he does have a good life after wrestling that is probably right up there with where he was when he was in wrestling, with the amount of money and fame. He's not one of those guys from the 80s that basically just held on too long, spent all of his money and didn't save any, and he's one of those guys still working independent shows. I've been to wrestle reunions, I've been to wrestle cons. I know that he did Access the year of WrestleMania 30 to sort of do publicity for Legends House, but other than that, I don't think I've ever seen Hillbilly Jim at Access. I know that it's not like he's shunned from the WWE family or something like that, but they just don't bring him around. I can never picture him doing old school Raws or any sort of Legends sort of returns and reunions on Monday Night Raw or on pay-per-views or anything like that. So what he's got going on, he doesn't need the wrestling business. It's not like he's one of those guys dying from that call from Vince to get one more payday to be back in the WWE. It's kind of weird, but I'm not going to say that he is the worst Hall of Famer of all time. That's just me throwing that out there. He's definitely in that lower class, and I'm sure if you go around finding a lot of videos, people are going to be saying that this is the end of the WWE Hall of Fame. Each and every year, one guy like this goes in, whether that's to build controversy or it's just to put a character from the past in that might not be the best wrestler or might not have been